In this video, we will show off all of the Gatherables, starting with this oak tree. If I know something spawns outside of the treasure grove and it says exclusively in the treasure grove, I will say something. I won't be able to catch every single one of them, as it's possible that I've forgotten one or two of them. I may not be able to tell you the exact location either, because I do not know all of them off the top of my head. But we will go through these. I think most of these for a little while here, because they're kind of all the basic ones, will be mostly accurate to where you can find them. And just be aware that some of these have other locations. Just like the Luminous Darkwood tree, I have a guide on the channel for that, if that is something you were looking for. There's a couple locations that spawns. I know it spawns in that dungeon in the upper left area of the capital of Mysteria, or that dungeon up there. But you will have to be, I think, almost in post-game before you can even... Well, you will actually have to be in post-game before you can access it, but you will have to be almost in post-game before you access the area it's contained within, so that you get access to this very late in the game. Although if you can find it in the treasure grove much earlier. I think most, if not all, of the fish might actually be accurate to where they spawn. As I'm not sure, because this one is, as far as I'm aware, treasure grove only. This deep sea lordfish shares the spawn point with the crystalline bass, so just be aware if it's the crystalline bass, you might need to go through the Gatherables portal a bunch of times until it flips to the deep sea lordfish. And then, we have this please bug tuna, and I do have guides for most of these on the channel, so if you can't find something, you can look through the playlist, or just look it up on YouTube, and maybe you can find somebody else's guide telling you where to find it. I think the legendary ones I don't specifically have guides for, but just kind of all follow the same principle, where you get certain areas to rank 5 in Gatherables, and then if you start changing an area rank over and over and over again, you will eventually find it. But yeah, there's a lot of fish that are tied exclusively to the treasure grove, and then all the farmables, it doesn't really matter what they say. They're all in the treasure grove, but you can also farm them all if you get lucky. So rely on whatever lets you get them faster, because sometimes you don't get very lucky with farming, and it's just faster to get a lobby in the treasure grove. And then don't be afraid to check online for those either, because I was struggling for quite a while for finding them before looking online and trying to join them here and there. I think the only ones, I'm not entirely sure where spawn, but I think at least one of these is a shrine that you can find it in. I would suggest looking on YouTube for that, because I do not have a tutorial. I have a tutorial for the Luminous Darkwood, but somebody else is a good tutorial for that, so I'd recommend checking that out. If I remember to, I might link that in the description if I can find it real quick. Yeah, the Heart of Darkness, this is Treasure Grove only. You can find the Luminous Magic Ore in the same location. I have a guide for the Luminous Magic Tree. Or Dark Tree, I guess. Not Magic Tree. We have, Multana Waste Area, rank 5, and then also, if you follow my tutorial guide, there is a shrine you can farm that one at as well, so I would recommend you go check that out. As well as there's probably a couple other guides that showcase that as well. And that all of these vegetables you can find at your base camp if you do your own farming. For the most part, all of these you can also just get lucky and find in Treasure Grove. Some of these will spawn in Gatherables in certain areas too. I think all the Shadow Carrot stuff, you pretty much either have to farm that yourself or do the treasure grove, so just be aware of that. Also recommend you check out increasing your drop rate so you don't have to be so reliant on the limited amount of shadow carrots the game gives you. Or at least the seeds for them. It's the Wicked Mandrake, and I think we have this legendary spud at the very end, and this finishes off our Gatherables guide. Or kind of just blow through all of them. But yeah, there's a lot of fish that you're gonna have to find in the treasure grove, unlike pretty much everything else where it's just not in there. If this helped out, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time.